What's good? What's good? What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mo Boogie, Mo Money, Mo Funny, Mo Honey. Nah, just one honey. One honey. Uh, hope you guys are doing solid. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I've been doing a bunch of studies or just practicing stuff and just, sketching about, doing what I do. And I was gonna do some faces, but I need to do some like knight armor study stuff. But anyways, hope all is well with y'all. And I wanna mix like a badger or something with like knight armor. Maybe something like that. Okay. But yeah. Don't mind me, y'all. Mm, gonna be gonna cook a little something something. Gonna cook a little something something. What if it's like this? Yeah. Okay. This is an old brush. You can see the bristles. It's kind of messed up, but whatever. Whatever. So, let's see. Wait, how did that dude look like? It was something like, okay. Okay. But yeah, actually, this brush pen isn't doing it for me right now. Oof. This is very dry, honestly. I'll just use my thicker one. Yes, this one. This one was just harder to use, but you get a lot of coverage with this, which is cool. Which is cool. I forgot how this dude is supposed to look like. Mm. Yeah, I hope all is well. I am gonna be. What have I been up to? I have been. It's been kind of raining here in LA. I've been making sure that I take care of my health. We all know that's important. I gotta go to the gym too. I haven't been in like a week. That's another thing. One thing I gotta mention is like when you're doing art and you're not taking care of your health and you neglect it, that is really damaging. It's really, really like, it's like for example, if you're okay, whatever work you have, if you're just sitting down all day, that's not good. Our bodies aren't made to do that. You know what I mean? Like, like you're meant to move around and be active. Um, at least just a little bit, you know? Oh, okay, I'm kind of seeing something here. Let's see. Um, like, just walk around, do some stretches, do some squats or something. You really have to. You have to make sure you take care of your mind and body, because if you don't, you're gonna pay for it, especially with age. Like I see my grandmother, and I mean she gets around pretty good. She's about 90. Um, and I mean, fortunately, like she still gets around okay, but even still, yeah, when you get to that age, it's very, very hard. And she tells me, like, Moish, make sure you take care of yourself, make sure you work out, because it'll pay dividends later. And I've always believed that. I've always believed, like, if you just take care of yourself just a little bit, you know, you like even do some cardio, or just some lightweight exercises. Let's see. This part is it's not properly in perspective, but whatever. Um, maybe he's like he's about to eat something. That ain't no badger. What the hell? What do they look like exactly? Oh, whatever. I'm just we'll ball. We'll ball. Um, but having a shrimp back, it's like the worst thing you could do. It's more like an anteater, right? Like, anyways, it's not good. It's not good to have a shrimp back, and I think a lot of artists, we have really bad posture. I know I do. I can have like some pretty bad. Um, I got that shrimpy. I got that young shrimpy. I'd be curved like this, like literally this dude right here. I'd be like, right? It's yeah. You gotta take care of that body, man. Okay, I'm gonna add some darks here. This part is not working out too hot. Maybe I could cover my mistakes with like pens or something. But yeah, man. Like this. So yeah, gotta stay a little bit active. Sorry, I'm just like babbling here, but I'm trying to like think and remember. I don't remember. I remember I was studying some badgers, before. I don't remember what they exactly look like. I'm gonna try and recall again. I think I remember it was something like. See, it's got a. See, it's a snout. I should be looking at a reference, but whatever. This ain't right. What the hell? I just made like a monkey? No, that's not it. What is that? That's a cat. That's a cougar. What am I drawing? I remember they had something like, whoa, what the? You guys are seeing me make my mistakes, but that's okay. That is okay. I'm used to this because I'm gonna see. This is what I mean. Like, if I don't remember something, I'm gonna try and push myself a little bit, and then I'm gonna look at reference again. So, yeah. But anyways, as human beings, you know, we're not supposed to be sitting around all day. We gotta be active. So that's why I try to go to the gym. I used to go like 4 times a week, but ever since I think maybe during October or something, I've been going like once a week, twice a week maybe. Not good. I used to be very consistent. Okay, let me try another one. All right, this time I'm gonna try a little memory test. So I'm gonna go like this. Badger. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, I was kind of right. Okay, I'm just gonna look at this dude real quick. All right, I remember. All right, no more reference. So, from memory, let's see. Something like. Okay, getting a little bit better. Maybe he's got a baby one right here. I'm running out of space already. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, got a baby badger. Okay, again, I apologize if I'm being quiet, but hey, maybe you guys can follow along. So I remember when I was a youngin, I'm not a youngin' anymore. You know, I'm an old man. I'm an old man now. I used to be very active because you just get all that energy and you got to let it out in some ways. You know, sometimes it used to come out more toxic when I was younger, you know, trying to get into fights and stuff. But, you know, that's just boys. That's just boys. And um, playing sports or doing martial arts was like a big thing. I love martial arts. I used to do judo in high school and boxing. I still practice boxing. Um, but now doing all that stuff, going to these martial arts gyms, it is expensive, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's rightfully so. It's a very disciplined practice. But I'm like, oh man, I can't. I don't have the time for this. Mostly because a lot of the gyms are. He's got his armrest here. Maybe he's drinking tea. I got my green tea. I got my. He's like, yes. Yes. Damn, this brush is nice. A little homie right here is sleeping. Right, he is sleeping. But yeah, when you're younger, you have more time to do stuff. But now, you know, a lot of the gyms, they stay open till maybe uh, 8, 9 o'clock. And then and some of the other gyms, like either it's a judo gym or like a boxing gym, like they close. Sometimes they close kind of early. So that makes it kind of hard. Because I kind of end my day around, like my work day, kind of like around 6 or something. But when I come home, I mean, I will continue to work. Like I have my company job, or I do this, or I have to work on my projects. So, what is this? Is now a chihuahua or something? Like a dog? His snout needs to be longer, dude. His snout needs to be like something like this. There we go. But yeah, so because I end my day like later, and then I gotta cook, or I gotta take care of other stuff. You know, just life things, right? Everybody kind of goes through that. And so I might have 2 to 3 days out of the week that I might be able to go, which is why I go to the gym, because the gym I go to is open very late. Like they open 24 hours. So, where in martial arts dojos they don't open 24 hours. So sometimes I'll practice on my own. Like I'll train by myself. I used to just go road running. If you don't know what road running is, it's like you literally just run on the road. If there's a road at night and you're just like running on the road, I think a lot of boxers do it. And yeah, I used to do that, or I'll just go to my gym and practice whatever I remembered. It's funny because like you look kind of crazy, just like shadow boxing by yourself. You're like, who the hell is this? What is he doing? So I go off into the corner of shame, of leave me alone. I don't want to talk to nobody, and just do my own thing. But uh, yeah, you just kind of look like a crazy person. Okay, so now I'm gonna try and like see volume. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. No, he's going through. That's okay. Oops. Mm-hmm. The misty mountains cold. I'm gonna draw. Okay. Wow. Just the top part. Wow. Wow. All right. All right. This part down. Try to map out. I'll just put like landmarks sometimes just to get a feel for where I don't need to limit myself. Sometimes, like when I draw, and if I go from line to line, right? So, for example, if I'm doing like a arm or something, or like a body, something like this. This is hands. Okay, and this is like shoulder. This is the back side. Okay, so sometimes like doing this like line to line. I'm just flowing through. That could help, but I often get lost. So I will do something even like I'll just do this. I might do like a shoulder, and then I'll just position the hands. And let's say it's like a fist or something. And then I just do like a head, and I get like a sense of maybe where things are supposed to be. If I do like that, you get a lot of expression. And then I could fill in the rest, right? I could like do this. I could do this. And same thing here too. Like where's the knees? Just doing that kind of like landmark can help. Which is why sometimes I'll approach it that way. But yeah, man. Gotta give him a name. Sir Badarius. The Knight of the Royal Leaf. Okay. Bagarius, the Knight of the Royal Leaf. Now, when I do my sketches, I will work with a pen, but it is still my sketch because I need to still figure things out. And every once in a while, I will like use a pencil. But for the most part, I will just work with this because again, this is what happens when I use a pencil. Let's say this is a pencil. Sometimes I'll do this. Let's say I'm doing like actually, I would actually approach my pencil like I would with my pens. But then before I would do something like, let's do a head, let's do ears, and then I'm gonna like find the forms, and then, I don't really like that. And I'm not like sticking to a choice. So again, when I do with the pen, I still try to make like conscious decisions with what it is that I'm doing. And then when I do my pencils, I'll approach it the same way, where I just slow down. Let's see. And kind of think through my designs a little bit. See, already, like, this is a little weird, but whatever. Whatever. Like this, like this. This position is wrong. Should honestly be like this way. See. Yeah. But at the very least, I'm just making choices. Man, I remember when I used to go to this Korean dojo. And they used to really put belt to ass. Like, they were so hardcore because a lot of the judokas there they used to participate in the Olympics. I think they used to win like gold medals and stuff. And so the training was really rigorous. And there was no breaks during like the hours that we would train. And they really made sure that we were taking this seriously. So if you came to class late, you had to do a bunch of push-ups, and you were constantly going on overdrive all the time. So you couldn't like take a break. You took a break when class was over, which was like an hour and a half after. So you're constantly moving. I mean, in between the exercises, you are like you are like maybe for a couple of seconds you're taking a break. And so we would have to run laps. In the beginning, you just run laps for like 15 minutes. And then you do the warm ups, and the warm ups were crazy. The warm ups were a workout on its own. And then after 20 minutes or 15 minutes of warm ups, now you get into the workout. Now you get into business. And I think something that I've always admired. This guy's looking like, huh? Why am I drawing it from that angle? Something that I've always admired about the old school ways of training was you just like practice and practice. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of reference here now. Okay. All right, I remember now. I remember. Okay, no more reference. So Yeah, I've always reminisced about that. It was so hard. It was so hard. And to get like your belt took forever too. Either that or I was just terrible. Because it took me close to 2 years for me to get to yellow. And that's after white. So you start off in white and then you get to yellow. And I think after yellow you get stripe. So you get yellow stripe. And it was so hard just to get any kind of progress. But it just goes to show like you have to work really hard. You can't be slacking off. So yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm getting a little bit more confident now. Let's see. Should we have like a sword? Yeah, let's do the sword, huh? This part is just like tangents all around, but that's okay. So yeah. I remember there was a dude. So when you spar, one thing too about in our dojo is you never only sparred with people within your own like belt, within your own level. You have to spar with everybody. And I really like that because it keeps you kind of maybe humble, but also, I mean, if you're always just like sparring against people who are in the same skill level as you, I mean, maybe you don't learn. Uh, but and there was this man. There was a one of our dojo masters. One of the masters, 사장님, the 사장님, right? He he was like a bigger dude. He was like a rock. He was big, fat. Drawing him kind of reminds me of him. And he was this jolly guy, and he was always laughing and had a smile on his face. And then, so this is how it works. So you do sparring with one person. Everybody stands in a line, and so you guys are all parallel to each other. Okay, you spar 30 seconds to a minute. After sparring, you switch and you go to the next person. So you bow, boom, go to the next one. And when that master, when it was my turn to face him, I was like exhausted. I was gassed. And I knew I wasn't going to take him down, of course, but you just had to do it. And when I did, when I was sparring against him, he was laughing at me the whole time. He was like, it was the most egregious. He was trolling me, dude. He was like, oh, so weak, so weak. He's Korean, so he has that accent. Oh, 너 진짜 못했네. Oh, it's like it was so like demoralizing. He was saying like, oh, you're just not good. You're not good. Oh, oh, maybe you belong back to white belt too, right? And the Korean in me, I'm like, oh hell no, this dude making fun of me. And then I remember he like pinned me to the floor, and then his whole weight was on me. And I was like, what the hell? I couldn't get off. Pause. I couldn't take care of business, man. He was whooping my ass. But it wasn't so much that I was losing that was triggering me. It was more so that he was like laughing the whole time at my face. Like he was like just laughing, and he's like, oh, white belt too. Because I think I was like orange stripe. It's like one belt above yellow, and he was like, oh, white belt, you need to go back. And I was like, oh my god, dude, I can't let this man humiliate me. And then I remember like his tactic was just to rile me up, and it was working because I was getting riled up, until eventually like I just started to shed a tear a little bit. And let me tell you, there's nothing more humiliating than getting your ass beat. Like somebody is literally just like whooping your ass and you can't do shit about it. And so you got to hold that, right? You got to take that out. So man, I remember I trained so hard. I trained harder than I've ever did. This is like a looking sketch, but yeah. Yeah, I remember that moment was my anime training arc. Of course, I didn't beat him. The thing is in judo, you can say this about, I don't know, I'm not like too experienced in the boxing world, or like taekwondo or other types of martial arts, but for judo, if the person, like not everybody can be a judoka. The amount of crazy work ethic that is required is so insane. Like not everybody can do it. So people that you see who's like earn their stripes, like when you see them, they have that belt. First of all, it takes forever to get the belt. It takes like I think over 10 years to even, I don't know, like to get to purple or something, like brown. That's not even black. And when you see people who have those stripes or those belts, you know that they've earned that. You cannot bullshit your way into judo. Wow, this is what the hell? This is better. You cannot fake it. And those guys, no matter how hard you train, if they're ahead of you, there's no way you're winning. So you better train as hard, if not harder than they are. Yeah. Let's see. All right, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a warm up. Look. So, yeah, I remember. I remember those days were really hard. But I also miss it. I miss like the hard training. Was it toxic? I mean, I didn't think it was toxic. They were really hard on you. I know some people might think like, oh, you can't speak that way. You can't, it's just not good. I'm like, man, look, I had to nut up or shut up. You feel me? You gotta get good, bruh. They are not messing around. They were not messing around. So here, I do some shading. It's very messy, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh yeah, how about that, huh? We should give him something like that kind of hair. So here I'm trying to shade and think about where my highlights are. And then I'm gonna use the whites of the paper to just leave those highlights. But anyways, you guys have been all right, y'all. Hope you guys have been all right. Let's get the whites. Ahoy, matey. Okay, this should be like this. Oh, whatever. Okay. Oh. Something popped. Something popped. Okay, how much is time right now? 42 minutes. Golly. God dog. Yeah, I remember training was really rough. And all the Korean judokas were beasts. They will destroy you. You just get humble, you know. You can't. I can cry about it. Like I could be like, "Oh, I got my ass beat." I'm like, man, look. So get your ass up. It's like life. It's like get your ass up and get to training. That's all it is. That is all it is. Okay. All right. Let's get some more reference a little bit. All right. So looking back at this reference here, the badger is like homies like this right now. We're just doing the contours. Dude is a mound of poop. Okay, getting a better sense. He's got claws. He's got paws. He's got his little. He's got little feet. You feel me? Okay, let's see what else. Capture. Gosh, I have so many like memories of judo. I remember I used to, because I didn't have a car in high school, I would take the bus, and the way I would go train or travel, I would pack all my things. So all I carried was like a bus card and my outfits, my training gi, and those training gis are thick. They're very 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 thick. I think they're like at least like an inch long. And it's because it has to hold a lot of resistance, and they're expensive too. They don't tear because you got to be able to grapple and move, and so I learned how to wrap my gi around my belt. And if I remember, it looks something like, let me see if I could draw this. Something like this. It was almost like a spring roll. And this is my belt in the middle. I'm protecting my black belt. Hiya! Right, it was something like that. There was a way the gi had to, it was like a really long thing like this. And you have to like fold it over, and I think you got to fold this over this way, and then you got to wrap it like a spring roll, and then you tie it up with your belt, and then I would just carry that on my back. So I would literally have like this. I reminded me of, I was Ryu. I'm like, damn, I'm really him. I was Ryu, dude. And then I would carry it in my back like this. Well, this is huge. And I would carry this thing in my back. And then I would wait for the bus. Waiting for the bus as it drives by me. And I'm at the bus and I'm like, wait for me. I am a judoka. He's like, you ain't no judoka, you a bitch. No. Yeah, bruh. Anyways, that's a little bit of a little video. I'm trying to, I don't want to make my channel where I'm just like, hey guys, today I'm gonna draw Rogue or just X-Men and famous stuff. Like I'm eventually, I would like to do that, but I'm doing this because I gotta practice more of this for my projects. More animals, right? Like more of this stuff. What the hell? That's an otter, bro. What the? All right, accidental otter. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. As always, you guys stay breezy. Don't be sleazy. Yeah. You guys got the full thing? Okay. Yeah, we good. Oh, shoot. Bye-bye.